It's 2 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling, your brain running an endless marathon. Thoughts are sparking and colliding in a relentless, uncontrollable loop. When that mental noise becomes unbearable, your biological instinct is to shut it down. You try to force the silence. You build mental walls, distract yourself with screens, or argue with yourself. The moment you push back, the volume goes up. The effort you spend trying to silence the noise makes it louder and faster. Treating your mind as an enemy to be conquered is a flawed strategy. Every punch you throw in this boxing ring only gives your opponent more energy to hit back. This diagram illustrates a cycle of mental friction. The resistance applied to an unwanted thought is the fuel keeping it alive. When you try to stop a worry, you feed its speed. The effort spent on suppression returns as a more intense, frequent thought. If fighting our thoughts only amplifies them, how do we actually find a way out of the noise? Escaping this loop requires a total abandonment of control. You find silence only when you stop trying to produce it. The exit to the maze is absolute non-action. You simply allow the thoughts to exist without attempting to change or stop a single one of them. This is the practice of passive observation. You watch the thought occur as if you were a bystander, withholding judgment and letting it run its course. This visual represents the meteorological nature of the mind. Thoughts are transient clouds drifting across an open sky, passing your fixed center. When you stop engaging, the mind becomes a passive transit zone. Thoughts enter and exit the frame without leaving a trace. Thoughts only possess momentum when we anchor ourselves to them. Left unanchored, they inevitably drift away. Most of us walk around with the foundational assumption that we are the voice in our head. We can distinguish between the biological engine generating the thoughts and the consciousness that hears them. This diagram shows two separate spaces. Because you can step back and observe a thought as if it were an object in front of you, you are maintaining a distance from it. The eye cannot be the object it sees. You are the quiet presence sitting back in the chair, watching the engine run. The activity is the noise. You are the one hearing it. Shifting your identity to the observer changes your relationship with anxiety. The thoughts are still there, but because you've stepped back, they no longer have a target to hit. There is a stark contrast between these two states. Generated thoughts are chaotic and temporary, while the observer watching them is permanently still. This calm, unchanging observation deck is your eternal within. The eternal within is a pre-existing space. It is the silence that remains the moment you stop adding new noise to the system. Peace becomes an acknowledgement of what is already there. It is a present truth that becomes visible the second you stop searching for it. In this exact moment, release the need to control your thoughts. Take a slow breath in and simply exhale. When you firmly occupy the seat of the silent observer, that racing mind begins a natural and very gradual deceleration. At your core, beneath the surface-level static, you are already whole and entirely undisturbed. True peace, the eternal within, is accessible the moment you stop fighting your own mind and simply choose to watch it.